Hi, my name is Scott Ahern, and this is my final presentation for Professor Hagstrom's Foreign Language Methodology class, ML 426 at Loyola University. Technology or not technology? That's the question that William Shakespeare would have asked in his famous play, Hamlet, had he been worrying about technology like I am right now. So what I decided to do is I decided to take the question to be or not to be and change it over to technology. Can technology and will technology be important in improving students' foreign language acquisition, both in grammar and in vocabulary? In order to test this, what I did is I found 4 scholarly articles on Loyola's library's database, JSTOR. First, before we get into the actual presentation of the 4 scholarly articles, I'd like to go over a couple of key terms. So, technology versus traditional methods in terms of how students work, how students learn with foreign language acquisition. Technologically speaking, computer-assisted just means that a student would be using a computer. So that means that the visual is a lot different. They're not looking at pen and paper. They're looking at a computer screen. Does this and will this affect how a student learns? Online activities. These are activities that a teacher can utilize when they want to give students assignments after school or for homework and whatnot, so that they can use computer-assisted technology. And then traditional. That's just the standard pen to paper, what everyone's been doing, what everyone's used to, and this obviously is constricted to in-class activities. So the first study that I found was called Computer-Assisted Instruction and L2 Grammar Accuracy. This was a study performed by Nuria Segarra of Pennsylvania State University and Gabriela Zapata of the University of Alberta. In this study, the 2 women made 2 separate experiments. As you can see here, we have experiment 1 and experiment 2. Each experiment is broken down into 2 separate groups. We have the non-tech group and the tech-enhanced group. Tech-enhanced group, that means that they're using computer-assisted and online activities throughout their performance. Experiment 2, same thing. We have non-tech versus tech-enhanced. The only difference between the experiments is that in experiment 1, they had equal class time for both the non-tech and the tech-enhanced groups, whereas in experiment 2, they had regular class time for the non-tech, that's the pen and paper group, and then half class time, so only half of that regular class time for the tech-enhanced group. The results, what they ended up coming up with here are that they found that after 4 months, that in both experiments, the tech group and the non-tech group, the pen and paper traditional, the tech-enhanced versus the versus the traditional, had scored exactly the same or virtually the same, and there was no advantage to the tech-enhanced group when it came to grammatical accuracy tests. But after 8 months, it turned out that the computer-enhanced, the tech-enhanced group, actually outperformed the traditional group tenfold. It was actually a very, they didn't offer any statistics on this, but they said that they significantly outperformed the traditional group. That is to say, the only conclusions that were drawn from this are that the technology-enhanced group, over a significant period of time, that is 8 months here, definitely improved the grammatical accuracy scores. But that is not to say that face-to-face teaching and learning has become obsolete due to tech. It was because it was face-to-face instructions combined with computer-enhanced activities that improved the L2 grammatical accuracy. The second study that I found was entitled To Call or Not to Call, similar to my title, Technology or Not Technology. This is a study that was performed by Melissa A. Bowles of Georgetown University. CALL, which stands for Computer-Assisted Language Learning, and then Not CALL, which is traditional pen to paper, as we've been mentioning. This study was based on the L2 vocabulary acquisition, not the grammar, as we saw in study 1 of the Spanish language. No study, surprising to Melissa, no study had ever been done to actually quantify the importance or the significance, the difference, that residual between standard learning versus tech-enhanced learning. So she decided to set out to test this and see if does tech actually improve one's L2 acquisition or not. The results, with a sample group of 50 first-year college students, the results showed that there was absolutely no difference, no significant difference. Maybe slightly, but nothing significant between the regular versus the tech enhanced group. And this was in 3 test categories. So there was no difference in 1, the amount of reported noticing of targeted vocabulary, 2, text comprehension, and 3, acquisition of the targeted vocabulary. So once again, so in this case, we see it's towards the negative towards tech, whereas the first study showed that over a significant amount of time, that tech actually could improve one's L2 acquisition. But in this case, no.